Could 2024 be the year we see the resurrection of Miami football? As a lifelong Miami Hurricanes fan, I've been only around to see the Hurricanes have one great season. And that was the year when they went to the Orange Bowl with Mark Richt being the head coach and Malik Rozier being the quarterback and led by an elite defense. Outside of that season, this team has not really given me too much to root for. But this season, though, the expectations definitely are high for me. And this is the most excited that I've ever been for Miami Hurricanes football in my whole entire years rooting for this team, because there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to contend for the ACC title. The talent is there. Nobody needs to argue, is Miami talented enough to compete for the ACC title? Because just look how well Mario Cristobal has recruited his first 2 years in South Florida. Top 10 recruiting class year one, top 5 recruiting class second year. All he needs is to be able to maximize the talent that he has. The problem with Mario Cristobal that people have with him is that he doesn't always maximize his most talented players. But you look at how good the offensive line was at times last season. I expect the offensive line to be a really big strength this year for Mario Cristobal, even with the couple of guys departing, because he's a former offensive lineman. That's where he specializes at. You got a good group of receivers. Shannon Dawson is a really good coordinator. He's probably the second best offensive coordinator the Hurricanes have had in my lifetime watching this team since, Rhett Lashley? So the offense is in perfect shape. And now you got Cameron Ward, which you flipped him from the NFL draft. Don't know how you managed to pull that off. Well, we all know how they managed to pull that off. Money can do a lot of things, and it can definitely make somebody change their opinion about declaring for the draft, especially if they're not a first-round selection. Now, you got Cam Ward, and you put him with the offense that has pretty good pieces around him, especially at running back. He has a great opportunity to be part of the team that was the turnaround squad for Miami football. You know, Miami, this could be the best season that they've had since that year they went to the Orange Bowl and lost to Wisconsin, because the defense is going to be outstanding. I'm very excited for how good the defense is going to be this season. Hell, at times, the defense looked better than the offense. And the offense kind of put the defense at a disadvantage because Tyler Van Dyke was just so inconsistent, and it's like you get a few stops and you're right back on the field because the offense didn't do anything with it. So defensively, you could be a lot better this year than what you were last year due to more efficiency on offense and you not having to be on the field for as many plays in 2024 as you were in 2023, and Cam Ward is going to be a large part of that. And Cam Ward, there's no reason why he shouldn't work out. This easily should be the best quarterback Miami has had since those early 2000 days. Better than Brad Collier, better than Malik Rozier, better than De'Aaron King. This is the opportunity for Cameron Ward to play himself into first-round consideration in the 2025 NFL draft. And also possibly win the Heisman, because he has a good enough team around him to do that. And the success should come along with that. The ceiling for Miami this year should be nothing less of ACC championship. All right. There's not a gap between Miami, Clemson, and anybody else in this conference from a talent standpoint. If anything, it should be a tie between them and Florida State, because them being two Florida programs, being in the most talented, rich area for talent or state for talent, you should already have a good enough team where you should be able to compete and win this conference. You know, Florida State finally got back to what they used to be last year. If they can do it, Miami should be able to do the same. And if Miami isn't able to be a conference title contender this season, I think it's a massive disappointment. I don't want to hear anything about how, we won 8-9 games. That's more than last year. Miami should be competing for this conference. The ACC is as weak as it's ever been. There's only 3 teams right now with a legit shot to win it. Miami, Clemson, and Florida State, and then everybody else. And I love Jeff Brom. But there's just such a big talent advantage that Miami has as compared to the rest of this conference that there's no reason why they shouldn't roll. You know, their 2 hardest games this season are Florida State and Louisville. Before those 2 games, because you got them back-to-back, you could be 6-0, possibly maybe 5-1. Because you got to play Florida week 1. That game is going to be a great test to see just where this football team is at. And Florida right now, things aren't looking sunny for Billy Napier down there in Gainesville. So Mario Cristobal and Miami not only should beat Florida, but they should win that game pretty convincingly, right? And then after that, you just got all these random sorry teams. You know, you got FAMU, who you embarrass every single year. You got Ball State. You're going on the road to play the University of South Florida. You got Virginia Tech, which is an interesting game. They're a team that's on the rise, but they still got some ways to go. But they did show a little bit of promise. And then you got Cal at home. Well, on the road, excuse me. So it's not like Miami has a hard schedule. The 2 best teams they play are Louisville on the road and Florida State at home. And then you got to play Duke, but come on, man. Like, Miami's schedule is perfectly aligned for them to have an easy path to the ACC championship. And if they get there, they should be able to win it. Mario Cristobal's 3rd season at Oregon, they went to the Rose Bowl. They won 12 games. They were 12-2. He's supposed to be a program builder. When you're a program builder, you're not a head coach who people are going to pile on you if you don't come out. Does it piss you off how much you pay for your monthly phone bill? Why are you getting frustrated when our partner Mint Mobile has plans as low as $15 a month that give you unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network? Stop getting frustrated with how much you spend on your monthly phone bill and go to trymintmobile.com/JT Sports in description and pinned comment down below to get access to premium wireless for only $15 a month. That's only $15 a month. Switching to Mint is easy. It only takes 15 minutes to do. If you're pissed off with how much you pay for your monthly phone bill, switch to Mint Mobile today and go to trymintmobile.com/JT Sports in description and pin comment down below to get premium wireless for only $15 a month. Stop getting upset with how much you spend on your monthly phone bill and switch to Mint Mobile today. To get your first couple of years and have success, but eventually you get to your 3rd, 4th year and you get a couple of those recruiting classes on the field now, then people start to raise their expectations for you, and that's what I'm doing this year. I have had fairly low expectations for Miami football. Yeah, I always think we can win the ACC because we should be able to always win the ACC with the talent that we have, but truly this year is where I believe that it's conference championship or bust for the U. And there's no reason why I'm not right to have this opinion. You feel me? I shouldn't hear Miami Hurricane fans coming at me saying, oh, your expectations are too high. Like, no, this is year 3. Mario Cristobal is a program builder. We know that Rome wasn't built in a day. We get that. But this is the year now where the Canes need to start winning big games again. They need to start playing in big games again. When's the last time the Hurricanes played in a Saturday night game that had big implications that everybody was drawn to the television for? It's been a while. 2024 is the year I believe the Hurricanes are going to make a big comeback in college football. You talk about some teams that could be really good stories this season. The resurgence of Miami football is going to be one of them. And the last time Miami had a great season, everybody was talking about them. College football is always better when the U is good. And this is going to be the year we see Miami football make their big return. You finally got a quarterback. You got a good enough team to compete for the conference championship. You got an easy schedule. Everything is perfectly aligned for Miami to have a resurgence this year. We were always wondering how long was it going to take for Texas football to be back. Well, they finally were back last season. They went to the playoffs. They won the Big 12. Could Miami be that next blue blood program who's been down and out for the last decade, who finally rises back to the top of the mountain? We will see, but I believe the Miami Hurricanes are definitely going to be one of those teams that's going to be a major factor in the new expanded college football playoffs, because I'm expecting this team to make it to the ACC championship. I know I damn near say it every single year, but this year I really believe it with my soul, with my heart, that the Miami Hurricanes are going to win the ACC title.